I think we can have David Dunning for a summary of his beautiful presentations of today. Please unlock your microphone, David. Thank you.
Summary of my presentations. Okay. I think what Alfred was saying in some detail there about, or what he was going to say about research, and in my presentation on specialisms, the definition of specialism is somebody who is active in research. And the foot, I think Alfred would agree with this, the foot is still an unknown quantity in many areas of research. We have fantastic pieces of technology that can look at pressures and look at gait and in what we call real time. But what we don't know for sure is how all those little structures in the foot interact and how quickly they interact. So the foot is still one of those areas of the human body that we are going to be researching for years to come. And in my view, things will change as we get more and more sophisticated. And believe it or not, we are very sophisticated at the moment. And Alfred's work is very sophisticated too. But the foot is a marvelous, marvelous structure. Works extremely quickly. And I want you to just think about how we would be able to know what is happening in one segment, let's say the first ray, compared to the knee. What is happening biomechanically in the thigh segment compared to the ankle joint? At the moment, most of the work that we do in analyzing gait and movement is segmentally linked. So the reference point for each movement is the previous segment. So the thigh, the knee, the leg, the ankle joint, the midfoot, the metatarsals, the first ray, they're all linked. But some research now that's going on uses a reference point in the lab. So we can actually see in terms of time what is happening in the thigh, and at that same time what is happening in the foot, because it's referenced to the lab, not referenced to the segments in the leg. And this is going to, I think, in the not too distant future, particularly when people like Alfred get his brain around it, as they say, is going to be giving us a lot more information about how the foot works than we've got at the moment. It's a frontier we're pushing, and I hope that, as I say, people like Alfred and folks in all around Europe and in the world get together and look at these things with an open mind. Research often creates controversy, and I think it's important that people, particularly in a science like podiatry, have an open mind and not be entrenched in what they've done before. Do you agree, Julia?
Yes, I definitely agree with you. As a final conclusion, I see now Alfred Gott is back again, but I wonder, you have such a great experience in podiatry, and you started your profession with basic podiatry paradigms, right? So we are about to start a school in podiatry in Romania, hopefully, with the authorities' help. And how important is that the velocity of the technology that Alfred talked about is tremendous. So how important is that we have the background of podiatry, the paradigms of the basic podiatrist biomechanics skills and the basic podiatry theories that based all this evolution in podiatry till the new technologies Alfred talked us about.
Do you want Alfred to answer that or me?
Can I say something? Yeah, definitely. Everything is based on a solid foundation. You cannot let a computer, you cannot let a piece of equipment be your clinician. So if you don't have a good solid, you will not be able to get anywhere. But what I was going to go into here is that nowadays we have technologies that will allow us to save more limbs and more lives. For example, we only talked about thermography and lab and gait analysis. Gait analysis for patients with diabetes will allow us to identify those patients who have certain problems, because we know that diabetes itself changes the characteristics of the foot, you know, with glycation, etc. So unfortunately, however, there are no clinical biomechanics lab that cater for diabetes. And I'm hoping that one day my lab will be the first lab that will see patients with diabetes come in there so they can have a proper gait analysis and not it's my opinion this and it's my opinion that, you know, so that we can then try to help save more patient lives. But again, as you said, Julia, you need a solid background. You need to know biomechanics, you need to know how to read the evidence, and you need to know, you know, all these things. I mean, a stethoscope will not make me a doctor, will it?
So to have the basics of podiatry and these basic skills to touch a patient's foot, do you think it's very important to have podiatry school in Romania?
Without any doubt, without any doubt. We've been working for the past, I think, 3 years with the Podiatrie Association to have this master degree in podiatry. I think the way that you have planned it, so basically you took some of the syllabus that we at the University of Malta have. The thing is that what will be the strong point of podiatry in Romania is that the podiatrists will come from different backgrounds, so that you will have many different skills coming in and integrating and merging with our podiatry theories and everything, you know. So I think in a few years' time, once we have this course going and once we have the practice of podiatry with professionals coming from different backgrounds, I think it will be the strongest model of podiatry anywhere.
Wow.
And another strongest point would be that we will benefit from more than 60 years of podiatry in UK, yes. Right? So we will get a knowledge that has been already developed straight to our podiatry schools.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So if there's anything to add, if not, Bianca, maybe we can go to final conclusions and then the quiz.
Yes, you can go to the final conclusions. Christian is with us also, and if he wants to speak in English, he can come to this channel, or if he wants to speak in Romania, we can go on the Romanian channel.
I think Christian will be with us after the quiz. He's with us.
Yeah, he is.
I can be here with you after the quiz. It's okay for me. I want to make a part of conclusion in English and another part in Romanian, if it's possible. For this, it needs to change the channel, or it's okay to speak here?
If you want to talk in Romanian, we will go to the other channel.
Okay.
Ne auzi aici?
Vă aud aici.
Can you hear us here? Okay. All right. Then go ahead.
Se pare că am eu prioritate la concluziile școlii de vară.
Do I have priority in formulating the conclusions of the summer school? Well, go ahead. So first of all, I would like to thank the presenters for their presence, for the time that they spent with us, and for the valuable information that they shared. Then I would also like to thank the participants and the ones who understand that podiatry in Romania is an opportunity. I would like to invite those who understand that podiatry in Romania is an opportunity, so to invite them to become members of the Podiatry Association in Romania. We were talking about Professor Alfred Gatt, about the ratio of podiatrists related to orthopedists. And it means, given the ratio that he gave, that it's important to have well-trained podiatrists in order to have healthy feet. We were talking about Dragos in the morning about the diabetic food, and well, not only diabetic food, but we were indicating that there is the need for podiatry in general at any age, that even children, young children, they should benefit from an assessment, from a podiatric assessment, because if this assessment is carried out only later on, then some of the abnormalities cannot be corrected. In Romania, because I don't want to be long in my conclusions, in Romania, podiatry is an opportunity that we should exploit. Of course, we can do this by being members in the Podiatric Association, but also by lobbying for the profession to be acknowledged in Romania. And we hope that the participants in the summer school would become the Christopher Columbus of podiatry in Romania. Thank you. Thank you very much for the morning intervention, for the conclusions. And now we switch to Julia to hear her conclusions.
So first of all, thank you, audience, for following us, and hope you bring home all key messages. And thank you, dear speakers, for your contributions to improve awareness on foot-related conditions among Romanian clinicians. You do a great job. You are our friends, and you do a great job for Romania. So as a conclusion, we definitely need podiatrists in Romania and hope we will lose less limbs in the future due to diabetes. We need podiatrists for young feet, and for the elderly feet, active population, and those feet practicing sport, and also for those feet that are not among us anymore. So podiatry is such a fascinating domain, so hope your curiosity was provoked during the summer school. We remind you to block the dates for the Romanian National Podiatry Conference in 15-16 of October 2021 and the next summer school in 2022. Stay informed on Romanian Association for Podiatry on its official website. And remember that an association always needs members to have a bigger voice. So do not hesitate to enroll as a member in the Romanian Association for Podiatry. Thank you, God. Thank you, David. Thank you, Cynthia. Unfortunately, Professor Ionac, the president of the Podiatry Association, is not with us, and I will address in Romanian his final words in order to close this session. Domnul profesor Ionac, din păcate, nu poate fi online în acest moment.
Professor Ionac cannot be connected now, but as president of the Romanian Association of Podiatry. He sends his thanks for the participants who chose to attend the summer school out of their time. He thanks the speakers who brought very interesting information, and he thanks also the organizers. And we thank, of course, Norina, who's the very soul of this summer school. I give the floor, the screen to Christian Dan, who's the vice president, and we also thank Bianca Saz for her professionalism and the technical team.